One of the pinnacles of the coloraturer's art is, of course, Lucia di Lammermoor. And another of them, in a different context, is singing at the Scala, Milan. Now, those two came together for you, but you seem to take with you that kookiness surrounding you wherever you go, and even to places like the hallowed halls of La Scala.
I had 3 performances at La Scala of Lucia di Lammermoor. And when I arrived, we had a young tenor on stage, and we had Mr. Sansonio in the pit. And the first performance, when we came out to sing, the first act duet, the tenor whispered to me in Italian that he couldn't go on singing, that he wasn't well. So I finished the duet for us, and they made an announcement that he would try to finish the performance so that there wouldn't be a cancellation. The Milanese public is a little unsympathetic toward illnesses. And I think what they really were upset about is that they felt that a house of the stature of La Scala should have had an understudy in the wings. But they didn't have anybody in the wings. The audience participated a little bit, but we finished the performance. And I can only tell you that the only quiet time on stage was when I did my arias and the mad scene. And the rest of the time, it was pandemonium. And I was so glad the mad scene takes place all by myself. You know, it was a lovely night, and one could call it a personal triumph, but one could not call it a performance of Lucia di Lammermoor, not by the furthest stretch of even my crazy imagination. And everything was quiet, and 3 days later, when a second performance, I had decided to put on my makeup in the hotel because the lighting was better. And the performance there, you know, starts about 9 o'clock. And at about 8:15, I was telephoned that there would be no performance that night, that the tenor was still ill. And I said, when would my next performance be? They said the regular scheduled one, again 3 days later. So my husband and I decided to go to Florence the next morning and visit some friends. And the next morning he had gone to get the car, and I was waiting for him in the lobby when the porter phoned me and told me that there would be a performance that night of Lucia. I pulled myself together again and went into the theater, and I walk out on stage and I sing Ancora non giunse and look in the orchestra pit, and there's somebody that I never laid eyes on before. Alicia then sings Egli s'avanza. I turn around, and approaching me is a man I never laid eyes on. I thought, well. He turned out to be a rather experienced tenor, and he managed to get through the performance without any disaster, sort of. And I got out of that place as quickly as possible. And we came back for the third performance. And I walk out on stage and sing Ancora non giunse, and there finally is Mr. Sansonio again, for which I was most grateful. I thought, well, there's a step in the right direction. And then I do the Regnava nel silenzio, everything fine. Alicia sings Egli s'avanza and approaches a dark-haired tenor. And again, I never laid eyes on him, a different one. Only this one decided that he should at least be polite. And he walked over to me, and he said his name, shook my hand on stage. I said my name, shook his hand, and we proceeded to do Lucia di Lammermoor.